Yo, 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 what's up, team? Your boys are back in the building, bringing you guys another topic. This is another topic brought to you by C. Smith.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Chillin', man. What's good with you?
Woo! Been snapping fingers all day. It felt like Lil Jon. What's happening? Yeah.
Lean and all rock with it.
No, that was
that was
Franchise Boys.
Franchise Boys, yeah. Ooh.
He's still stuck in the 2000s.
Nigga, so was you, Lil Jon.
Nah,
He was a producer.
That's a producer. You said lean with a rock, white tees.
Hey,
Oh my God.
man. Hey, man. You said Lil Jon.
Straight
We
from
was
the
snapping
Bay.
fingers.
Post up, huh?
We was snapping
You
fingers.
see, he started dancing. Start singing E40, start getting, yeah. All right. So we are here with another topic, guys. I'm glad to see you guys are here. What we running today, bro?
Today we are talking about how to introduce the X-Men to the MCU.
Da-na-na-na-na-na. 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 Da-na-doo-doo. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-na-na-na-na. Oh yeah, X-Men, man. You know, that was my shit back in the day, man. It
Yeah.
still is, like, low key. I'm glad Disney Plus exists because I watch it
Yes,
in
'cause
HD.
I don't think there exists anyone around our age, any male around our age,
And
anyway,
girl, bro, like,
to that in America that did not watch the X-Men cartoon on Fox.
I remember playing that shit at school. Not the show, but actually playing like X-Men. I was always either Morph or Gambit.
Yeah,
Those are my characters.
I'm gonna be honest. Cyclops is one of my favorite characters in that show
Why? Cause you wear glasses?
because he was wearing blue.
Okay. Crips, man. That's just-
But
they all had blue on, except for Storm.
but
Glasses. Don't
no,
try
it
to
wasn't-
lie.
I didn't wear glasses back then.
Like-
I didn't wear glasses back then. But my
This fool Beast was straight blue.
yeah, but he was hardly in the show. He was in prison.
That's more logical because he. Where Game Maker's at?
Hey, it wasn't. Don't even go there.
Beast is in jail.
Yeah, and this other dude in the blue
Lock
was
this
running the
blue
whole
crip.
team.
Furry.
This other dude in
All
blue
right.
was running this whole
All right,
team.
all right.
But yeah, I like Cyclops in the show just simply for that reason. But I also and anybody who's heard us talk about X-Men
Yeah.
will know that I like Rogue on that show too.
We all did. Southern
Yeah.
Belle, baby.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and that's the Rogue I'm
The
waiting.
woman you can't
Yeah,
touch.
and that's the person I'm waiting for. I can't wait for Rogue to show up. I keep saying it because when she drains Carol Danvers, it's going to be the best moment in cinema history. I'll tell y'all.
I hope. She probably not gonna do. She's probably just gonna have powers.
Put her in.
you
Nah,
know?
put her in that coma. I want it. I want
You
it.
think-
I've been waiting.
Oh, so
You made me sit through Captain Marvel. I want it.
you want it now?
I can wait, but you got to give it to me.
Hey, like I said before, I went back and watched Captain Marvel, and it ain't that bad. You gotta take some stuff out, and when you do that, the movie ain't bad.
Mhm.
Like, you take Brie Larson out,
Yep.
Nick Fury, the story, the
Everything
Creed,
that matters.
yeah, and it ain't that bad.
See,
And It's
yeah.
a great time traveling film.
Nah,
Nah,
give me
so
Back to the Future.
so we're back on X-Men. Okay, so how to introduce the X-Men to the MCU introduce the X-Men.
Yes.
So we established that Cap is gone.
Yes.
He went back to be with his love.
Uh-huh.
Tony Stark,
Yeah.
he snapped a finger.
Gone.
He's
And-
gone. And unfortunately, Chadwick Boseman passed away.
Yes.
So automatically,
Yeah.
Black Panther is gone.
Gone.
Yeah, I
And-
don't give a freak what they do. Chadwick Boseman is Black Panther. And honestly, I truly believe that they need to just scrap the project, let it sit for a minute, and then reboot it.
Yeah.
And then bring back Wesley Snipes as T'Chaka and give me, because I can't see them going on without Chadwick Boseman, man. Especially the epicness of this man and what he brought in Civil War. We seen he became a shell of itself from Civil War and Black Panther, and now we understand exactly why and the strength this man pulled. You can't go further with this movie, man. I feel insulted Just knowing that they're talking about moving forward. Like, it's kind of like, let that shit go and come back later on. Give it like about 5 years and then bring it back.
Yeah.
Just because it needs to go with the story. But
because they're going forward and they're gonna put Shuri in the give Shuri the mantle of Black Panther, just because she was Black Panther in the comics. But they haven't done anything to lead up to that to make us believe Shuri as she is now can be Black Panther.
I don't have a problem with Shuri being Black Panther.
No, it's not the character transitioning to become Black Panther. I'm saying they haven't done anything to establish that, to build up to it, to make it believable. Well, it's just like I'm not gonna go there because I'm gonna get upset.
But I'm just saying, like, even if they want to do that, I still feel as an insult. Like, don't do that. Just let it go.
Just let it go.
Just let it go. Go with another character. Go Blue Marvel or something. I don't know if you just gotta have a black character. But anyway, so I said it and I'll say it again. I still think they need to do a reboot, but X-Men is coming.
Yeah, and X-Men is coming. And right now everything's up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, how do they not so much the scenario that they're introduced in, but the team itself.
Well, word on the Disney lot is that the Eternals are going to be the beacon to the mutants. There's going to be an Eternal that falls, kind of like an angel falling from heaven, and when his essence or her essence, I don't know really much about it, lands on Earth, it creates a mutation among people. So mutants will basically start after that.
All right, so I'm gonna say this: unless the Eternals is a prequel set thousands of years beforehand, I don't care, because you have to take into consideration Apocalypse, because
he's the first mutant.
Yeah, and he was in ancient Egypt. Mm-hmm. You have to take that into consideration. If the Eternals is set present day, that doesn't work.
But what could really say that? Like, if they're Eternals, they're obviously in a higher power, higher timeline. Maybe it took him thousands of years as he fell from the heavens to land on Earth.
That's what I'm saying.
So you wouldn't accept that present day. It has to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be a prequel, unless you're telling me somebody hits him so hard he gets knocked backwards through time and dies.
Okay.
I mean,
it's possible.
Hey, you seen what Odin did to Surtur?
Your father.
Yeah. He messed him up so bad. Thousands of years later, he was still messed up.
He was still aching.
He was still crippled, bro.
Them pains was there, man. You got my Bengay. They heard it's flammable. Nah, but so I have an idea on how to introduce it, but I have it two ways.
Me too.
So let's run it and let's have fun with it.
Okay.
Let's go on what we have right now with the MCU first.
All right.
How could the X-Men be introduced to the MCU as what we know now?
So
it's gonna be easy. I already know what you're gonna say. Can I go in and make a
give me your guess of what
Doctor Strange. All right. And
yeah, through WandaVision.
Okay.
Because I believe that the only way to bring the X-Men in as the universe is now, unless they've been hiding the whole time, the only way to do it is through WandaVision, because of her mentally snapping and she's warping reality. So the only way to do that is with her breaking reality at the end of WandaVision and Doctor Strange trying to fix it in the multiverse. And during that time, things get mixed up and the X-Men arrive in the MCU. That's the only way I can see it, where you have an established team of X-Men, of capable X-Men already being there and being put together, because of that function.
Got you.
Yeah, it'd kind of be like Flashpoint.
Yeah. All right. Mine is really quick. Doctor Strange uses the Time Stone and has a battle. In the midst of this battle, he goes all the way to the prehistoric times and he sits on some type of frog, fish looking thing, and he goes, And when he comes back, time has changed completely, and mutants exist.
The Time Stone was destroyed at Endgame.
That's what's up. This is Doctor Strange. So,
Time
yeah.
travel.
So and it wasn't destroyed. Remember, they put them back to their proper time.
Yeah. So they could be destroyed by Thanos.
So what's to say he can't go back and do that again?
Hey, I'm all
They
for
have
it.
quantum flip everything.
I'm all for it. We all know that time travel don't make no sense anyway.
And I took that idea from the Simpsons Halloween special.
Okay.
When Homer went back in time. Mustn't touch munching. I wish I haven't sat on that. They went back in time. They got tongue. But anyway, that would make sense though. Honestly, like even though I'm taking from the Simpsons, it would make a lot of sense if something happened when they went back. They go so far back in time that they just changed something, like killed a mosquito or something, and it evolved and it changed something.
So the butterfly effect.
The butterfly effect. Okay. I think that's the only way that ripple effect of time can change it where the X-Men will make sense. Because Doctor Strange will come back and be like, what the hell is this? What are mutants? And then now you have a dialogue, you have breakdowns, you have more things like that. The genetic code, I could see that happening.
My other possibility.
So this is your number 2.
Yeah.
Word.
Was them doing it.
So this has nothing to do with what we have now. This is basically new slate, your new world.
It could still work in what we have now.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be an established team of X-Men. It would be almost X-Men Evolution style, where you see them as teenagers, and you can establish them slowly that way, and you can get away with the X-Men not being there because technically the X-Men don't exist yet. You've got Professor Xavier and Magneto, but they out there doing their thing, and you could even have a rejuvenation thing with Professor X and Magneto down the line. You show them as old men, and they're out of action, and somehow, some way, they get rejuvenated. I don't know, but the only other idea I have to establish them is evolution style.
Okay, not bad. I can see that happening. Well, for me, I think honestly a reboot needs to be done. That is the cleanest way to do it. I know we have some favorites that we love and we adore and everything like that. There's a lot of talk about the Spider-Verse with Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland, and things like that, collaborating. I could see Miles Morales going over there and shit like that. I could see all that happening. My idea on it goes deeper.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because with the Doctor Strange and all that stuff like that, yeah, the multiverse and stuff is dope. That's dope. But the downside is, it's like kind of like Flashpoint. Flash knows and sees it all, and he has to live life like he don't know. These other heroes are not built like that, so that effect will F them up. So I really honestly believe you need to do a reboot because Tony Stark is gone. Cap is gone, and now Black Panther's gone. And you can't move forward properly without the big 3.
You really can't.
And Thor is a shell, and the Hulk is a shell. Now, if I was to do it, a reboot must be done. The introduction of the X-Men, I've always said it, should be the original 5.
Yes.
That is Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, Archangel, and Iceman. But I understand that Wolverine is a fan favorite. We all love Wolverine.
Yeah.
This one's for you, Morph. You know what I mean? What you talking about, bub? It's Wolverine. I think the X-Men movie should be introduced as a 2-parter within the same film. One part about Wolverine, one part about the X-Men becoming a team. See, I think they should be somewhat of mutant hunters, but in a positive note. Professor Xavier builds a team of 5 young teenagers, and they find mutants to bring them to safe haven. And one of the mutants that alerts Professor Xavier is Wolverine because he's out there in the wilderness. He's doing things. At the same time, Magneto's searching for Wolverine.
Yeah.
I would love to see a cat and mouse, a heist type of X-Men movie for Wolverine. So,
go ahead.
So that way, you'll be able to. The threat. There's two threats. The threat is Magneto, hands down. But to convince Wolverine, Logan is also a threat. And then we can see the Cyclops' anger towards him. Like, why are we even going after this guy? He's an animal. What blah blah blah. Who you call an animal? Now we see the anger between it. I think that would be a very unique way of using them. That way, our expectations for the team isn't so high. Magneto he's going to get away. Wolverine is going to go with the X-Men, and then part 2 is where you build the tension. Like, yo, these motherfuckers are coming. Now you got Storm and all them, because you use them as mutant hunters, but positive mutant hunters. That way, when part 2 comes, you have a bunch of mutants here.
Okay.
You're like, Cyclops leads it, and then, at one point, Professor Xavier says we have to utilize our abilities for more than just bringing them here because we have a bigger threat. Master Mole and stuff like that, the Sentinels and stuff. So now you got bigger and better things by the time part 2 come around. So that's how I see it. That's how I think it should run. And that's how they should introduce it. That way, we won't be looking at them like the Avengers.
Yeah.
They'll have their own identity. You'll create another identity for them. And as far as with Professor Xavier and Magneto, I think the X-Men need to be modern day.
Yeah.
You can't use them. They can't be the 1950s, 1960s. You can't, because they'll be dead by now. You have to make them modern, and you have to create a Holocaust. You have to create something new of hatred within the world. And shit, the way we looking right now, you know what I mean? Like, it could be the COVID-19 broke out, and the president or the leader of the world took all the sick patients and put them in concentration camps, and kind of make your own Holocaust, and see the revenge factor in Eric, Magneto, and the sympathy and Xavier. So you got to do it that way. What do you want?
Now, I will say, I like the idea of using the original X-Men, but I know a lot of people are not gonna like this when I say this, but fuck Wolverine. Yeah, he's a fan favorite. I love dude, but I don't need to see dude right now. Fuck this dude.
What are you talking about, bro?
And it's simply for the fact that we need to establish the X-Men as the X-Men. And more specifically, we need to establish Cyclops as the leader of the X-Men. We can't take attention away.
That's true.
We can't take focus away from establishing the original X-Men and showing why they are boss. Because that's the problem with the Singerverse of X-Men. They took the eye off the ball and they focused on other things, and it became about Wolverine and the X-Men. And that's not what we need.
Because Hugh Jackman's handsome, though.
I know, but we want the X-Men. We want the X-Men. We don't want Wolverine and the X-Men. We don't want a single solitary figure that's absorbing everything again.
I definitely agree on that.
So
you better crouch too.
Yeah, I say we establish the original X-Men. We show why they are important. Because so far we have seen Cyclops as a simp, and we have seen either an underused Jean Grey or an overhyped Jean Grey with a bad actress. I believe that I
want to see Bobby Drake.
Yeah, exactly. I want to, because a lot of people don't realize that Iceman is an Omega level mutant. Iceman is one of the most powerful X-Men around.
Until he gets ran over by Colossus and turns to ice drops.
Well, I'm just saying because his powers, if pushed far enough, he can affect the ice caps and the actual weather.
Yeah,
he's got some power, and I feel like if you establish the original X-Men and why they're boss, and these powerful dudes, and you establish Cyclops and why he is the leader of the X-Men.
Yeah.
And how he can control these powerful people, manage these powerful personalities, right?
Yeah.
Because you've got Jean Grey who can control people's minds. You've got Iceman who can turn people into an ice cube. You've got Beast who can rip you in half, right?
LeBron James.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you establish Cyclops and his credentials, then by the time you get around to introducing the other factor, the antis, your Wolverines and your Gambits, you can have this dude. You can have it where it's like, okay, now I understand why, even though they clash with this dude, they follow what he says.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because I look at it like this: Cyclops is Charles Xavier's original student.
Yeah.
He is the first. He is the blueprint so he is what the X-Men the X-Men mold is made out of.
Okay.
So in order to get the X-Men right, you have to get Cyclops right. And I believe if you get the core characters right, everything else should fall in order. We've seen good versions of Professor X. We've seen very good versions of Magneto. Now it's time to establish the other characters. It can't just be about one character, because as you always say, the X-Men are so varied, and there's all of these different personalities and different powers.
Yeah.
And what makes them tight is you can be interchangeable with the X-Men, because when the contract run out on these X-Men, you can bring in X-Force, or you can bring in this task, or you can
utilize them. You can switch them around a lot.
Yeah. So and that's what makes them tight. But in order for that to work, the characters and the foundation has to be set so that it's right.
I agree with what you're saying about Cyclops. Cyclops is very ill, and people get this bad rep of him like being a pussy and stuff like that. Cyclops really puts in work.
That's because they played NSYNC in his car in the first movie.
Bye. All right, but
second movie.
So I understand that, but all honesty, I'm with you. The original 5, but I can't. Wolverine came in like 1968.
Yeah, but he's part of the second team of X-Men.
Part
of the second team.
Yeah. Granted, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. The movie doesn't base off of Wolverine. You tell a story within Wolverine, within a story. So it's kind of like how, remember when they were looking for Nightcrawler?
Yeah.
Remember on the show when they were looking for Nightcrawler, they went to the church and all stuff like that. It was like a story, like they're still X-Men, but there's a story trying to find Nightcrawler. I think Wolverine would be able to fit that because he's hard to get. He ain't easy to catch. So in the mist, you have Eric, Magneto, creating his brotherhood. So you still got your Toad, you still got your Blob, Havoc, and stuff like that, and Pyro, and introduction of Mystique, and they're on their hunt to build their brotherhood, and Magneto and Professor Xavier is building his X-Men, and Wolverine is a very old soul, and Professor Xavier finds it. At the same time, Magneto feels it. Like, give Magneto his feel. Magneto is very good with what he feels, and he goes for it. So Magneto understands, like, there's another mutant that needs help, and we want to bring him here. His name is Wolverine. Like, they hacked the computer. It's a futuristic stuff. It's not the 1950s. So they find out who he is, and Professor Xavier, it's a cat and mouse. Like, yo, we got to get this guy right now. Because Wolverine, even though I know what you're saying, but Wolverine is a very key factor of the team. Because Wolverine is the bad boy. Yeah. Wolverine's the hard-headed one. There's nobody else on the team like that. So you do need a Wolverine. But I'm not saying he's the X-Men in part 1. He's more of a part 2 character. And that's when you see his relationship with Storm and trying to, Jean takes care of him. Logan, calm down. And he starts to fall in love with her. You know what I mean? Gain the love with it. Don't make it a look thing. Make it a physical love for someone because she cares and wants to take care of him. You do it like that. So you introduce Wolverine. He got to be introduced. But you don't base it around him. You make it around the X-Men. You show why Cyclops is the leader because they got to go against the Brotherhood. At the same time, they're there to track down Wolverine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then she and falls down, whatever, and then you got Logan. However, but I think that'll be a really unique way of looking at it, because that way you show their skills. You can show what Archangel can do. He flies above everybody. He can see miles away. You know what I mean? He's light as a bird, light as a feather. Excuse me, but he can tear through a tree. He can break through steel with his wings.
Yeah.
He actually got weaker, like kind of low key when he turned blue and all that stuff with Magneto. Apocalypse. Yeah. So, but that's the kind of thing you want to see what Iceman could do. Beast is not blue. I honestly believe they made Beast, and Beast was made to be a black guy, but because of the circumstances, they couldn't do it. Because he's LeBron James. He can jump really high. He's fast. He's agile. He has big hands, big feet, big face, big lips, all that shit. LeBron James. Make him a big guy. Yeah. I don't want to see that blue nerdy dude with glasses. No, I don't want to see none of that shit. And Beast was an A student, and he also was head of the football team. He was the only one that he looks normal. He just had big hands and stuff.
Do you remember? And that's one of the things that I liked about Evolution, because when they introduced Beast, right, and he was still human, but he was huge, and it was like, oh yeah, he's an ex-football player.
Yeah,
like he's a teacher now, but he was a football player.
You'll rock your shit.
Yeah. So you saw the big proportions on it.
Well, because he enhances mutation.
Yeah.
That's why he turned blue and furry.
Like he was trying to
get rid of it, and he enhanced it.
Yeah, but so I get you when you say cast the big dude.
Yeah.
Because I'm agreeing with you.
And I would not be mad one bit if they get someone like, if they get a brother to play him. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, yo, I fucks with it, because Hank McCoy, it's kind of white name though.
Yeah.
Maybe
McCoy,
maybe British or something. I don't know.
Mixed.
But yeah, he could be mixed or something. But
make his mama black.
Yeah, his mama black or something. You know what I mean? Had a fling with the dad. But anyway, that's how I see it. I think it should be like a heist type deal to track down. They are mutant hunters, because you heard they were supposed to take out the men out of the X-Men.
Yeah.
Just call them X or something. So if you're gonna do something like that, make them like a heist, where they track down mutants for the good of the greater good, and Magneto tracks down mutants for his greater good. And you have two ideas, and you have to choose one you like. X-Men is based off of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, two strong-willed individuals who had two different views of peace. That's a perfect way to see it.
Well, because I think for me, mine also, the first movie also involved Magneto, and how could it not? But it was more like the X-Men were basically in a shadow war with the Brotherhood. It had nothing to do with Wolverine at all. He wasn't in the movie at all. Because my whole thing was to bring in Wolverine and Storm in the second movie as part of the second team. But you established that these are people that Professor Xavier already knows. Something happens and his original team is captured, or they're down for the count, or something happens and he needs backup, so he calls in this other group, and these are people that he already knows. And Wolverine's thing is when he meets Xavier, because Xavier's already worked with him, it's like he could be like, you should have called me in the first time, or something like that. And so it's like, so Wolverine is like, I should have already been here, and you have.
But see, that's not Wolverine.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's not him at all. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the introduction of him, you got to show him as an animal.
You want to see savage Wolverine.
Exactly, and you got to show Jean caring for him to calm him down, to make him civilized.
So you want to bring his
and that's where you get the love and the jealousy between him and Cyclops, because he's mad about that shit. And Cyclops like, stop checking my girl out.
Yep.
So that's where you work with that. And then Storm, I agree, Storm is part 2. You know what I mean? But Storm has to be, like, I think Storm needs her own film when she go against the Shadow King.
Yeah.
And I think if you're gonna drop, get rid of Black Panther at the time, but give Storm her own movie against the Shadow King, or at least a TV series or something with the actress, and show Professor Xavier bringing her in, and then when part 2, she's already established in the movie.
Yeah, because if you go the route of introducing her in the TV show, or
short or
yeah,
film,
then I get it, because you can do because it can be a not a full TV show, but like but what are them things? The
a miniseries.
Yeah, you do it like that, then you can show her at different stages. You show her as that child thief that Xavier first meets, and then you can show her as the weather goddess who is worshipped but is being hunted by the Shadow King. So you can do all of that, and and by time you introduce her to the movies, you bring her to the films, people already know who she is.
And I think I think they need to really they're working on a series on television. So yeah. I think or Disney Plus. So I think that's how it should work. That's all I got, man. Granted, Gambit got to be part 3.
Yeah, Gambit comes later.
Jubilee and all them like that.
Yeah, Gambit, Rogue, and them come later, but
Nightcrawler, bro. That Nightcrawler number 2.
Yeah, Nightcrawler I can see as part of the second team. Because I'm not
Colossus, Nightcrawler.
Yeah, I'm not so caught up on the structure of the teams in the order. I just know the original team, and I know Storm and Wolverine was part of the second team in the comic base. But yeah, man, and I definitely love to see a mini series with Gambit too before seeing him on film in the theater.
Well, Gambit's more spy. What I'm saying?
No, because I want to see Gambit. I want to see Gambit in the Thieves Guild in Louisiana. How the origin of his powers and how he killed old dude in that duel for old girl. How he accidentally killed old dude and ended up with Sinister.
Yeah.
So show me, because that's interesting.
And I think the main villain of it all, granted it should be Apocalypse, but a double standard with Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, I'd love to see Sinister as
Mr. Sinister.
As a puppet master, pulling the strings in the background, and nobody knows he's there, but all of this stuff has been his doing,
manipulated by him.
Yeah, and then you can reveal that.
Yeah. But that's just a little taste from what I got.
Yeah.
What about you?
I can definitely do more. It's some things I want to iron out before I voice them out.
Iron them wrinkles out. No, most definitely. I like your ideas. I think those are smooth. It's all open mind, man. I would love to know what you guys think and how the MCU should handle the X-Men moving forward on both notes, from what we have now and where you think they should be, if they have to reboot it and everything like that. Put in the comments down below. Let us know what you guys think. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and push that subscribe button. Thumbs this video up. Don't forget to share Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Y'all know me. I'm J3, aka SS.
Y'all, what up? It's Chris, man, aka SB.
What's that mean, dog?
Still black.
And I'm still skinny, man. And we out.